and repaired therewith the house of the Lord.
So we got to pay people to build a house. Anybody ever had a house built? Or know how a house was built?
Yes.
You got to pay somebody to lay the foundation. You got to pay somebody to frame it. You got to pay somebody to sheet rock it out. You got to pay the roofer. You got to pay the plumber. You got to pay all these people. And it don't come out of nowhere. This is why these people brought the money in, to get the house of the Lord right, and they were blessed for doing it. Go ahead.
Moreover, they reckoned not with the men
Uh-huh.
into whose hand they delivered the money to be restored on workmen,
Yes, sir.
for they dealt faithfully.
They dealt faithfully with it. They reckon. That's what, when God put some people in the head of that, we're going to skip that right now. When God put some people in here, you got to be faithful with this. I'm scared to spend any of this money on me. I want the Lord to know I'm all the way in. I'm going to utilize my talent, my gift you gave me to feed my family. I don't want none of it. I don't want none of it. We put that strictly for the gospel, strictly for this house we're going to build. Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 9. I just wanted to let y'all see. Stop listening to these brews, these Hebrews online. Dang, man, tired of no money. I remember I used to say that too. Well, not tired of no money, but it wasn't money. Corn, all flocks of herb, but they used to say, well, it wasn't money that they dealt with. But they dealt with money, as we've seen. Let's see what Brother Paul say about this bread. Taking care of the house of the Lord. You know, they believe Paul. Let's go to Paul. They believe Paul over Moses. 2 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 5. And Paul was a Levite. He was a Benjamite. He held that money. Verse 5, go ahead.
Therefore I thought it necessary to exhort the brethren, that they would go before unto you, and make up beforehand your bounty, whereof ye had noticed before, that the same might be ready as a matter of bounty, and not as of covetousness.
So Paul, a bounty is talking about a lot of money. He said, make ready the bounty for the matters of the bounty. Go ahead.
But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly.
Pay close attention to this.
And he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully.
That means you give a little, you ain't gonna get but a little. You give a lot, you gonna get a lot. And most of all, your mind got to be right when you give it now. As we're gonna find out. Go ahead.
Every man according as he purpose in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of a necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver.
He said, if you don't give something, don't give something in that bag or that plate and say, no, man, I shouldn't have gave that. I gave that out of emotion. And that's what how a lot of these preachers get these members inside the congregation. They get them all fired up and happy. They fired up. And they want to do something big. They reach in their pocket and get their rent money. They reach in their pocket and get their light bill money. And next thing you know, the light bill coming. They say, Lord, they gave me no more money for my light bill. Who told you that God was going to do that? He said, giving out your necessity, man. Necessity. Or necessity for the love of God, love of a cheerful giver. Keep going. Verse 8.
I speak not by commandment, but by occasion of the forwardness of others. And to
Verse 8. 2
2
Corinthians 9 verse 8.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No problem.
And God is able to make all grace abound toward you, that ye always having all sufficiency.
Always having sufficiency. That means you ain't lacking. Lacking. No, lacking is you hungry, you can't buy no food for you and your family. You driving your car, you ain't got no gas money, you gotta let it sit down, you lacking. You got a hole in your tire, you about to burst, you lacking. If that tire keep going out, you lacking. You ain't got sufficient enough money to keep yourself afloat. You lacking, why? Because you giving sparingly. He can't give you that overflow. You don't trust him with all your money. And one thing them Sunday church folk taught me, giving that bread. But I was a good giver. Trying to get back there. I used to give a lot of money. A lot of money. I used to give so much, it's crying the chain. One time I had my brother, I said, man, you gotta give my money back. I gave y'all too much money. For real. I'm talking about me back in the day. He said, no, brother, that money spent. I said, gave it to the wrong folk. Gave it to the Sunday churchgoers. Help them build their church. But he want to make sure that he make it all sufficient. You want to be sufficient. Sufficient. Not dependent on nobody but God. If your husband leave you, you got you. If your wife leave you, you got it. If your kids leave you, you got it. If you get old and your kids won't take care of you, you got it. So many of us right now are living for our kids and think our kids gonna take care of us. It's so stupid right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about they really say, oh, I want my kids to take care of me. Don't get me wrong, they can look after you and take care of you, but not at the point where they got to take care of everything. And they feel like they owe. I mean, their parents go around like, they must do this. Take care of my every beckoning need. Everyone, and my wants. You can help yourself by preparing. You're going to be two people in your lifetime. Some of us are young now, and we're going to become old. Prepare while you're young for that old person to come. He or she is coming if you live long enough. Not sit up here having faith in your kids, or faith in your husband, or faith in anybody. You better have faith in God and prepare like he told you to prepare. This is what people do. I see them all the time. Don't get me wrong now, I love it that my kids can help me. I would love that, but I don't want to be a burden. Oh, we gotta go over there and get daddy something to eat. Oh, we gotta go over there and wash it. Man, I do not. I said, God, take me out of here before I even get that right. For real. I don't want to live like that. Take me out. That's me. You feel that?
Always having all sufficiency in all things may abound to every good work.
Bound to every good work. Now let's see about Brother Paul. Let's see that he deal with money. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 16 and 1. Like I said, remember Paul, he wasn't a Levite. The Levites are the one that took care of the business of the office of the churches.
That's right.
But Paul also took up money for the Lord. He took care of the business. First Corinthians chapter 16 and 1. Let's see what Paul, how he took up money. Go ahead.
Now concerning the collection for the saints, as I have given order to the churches of Galatia.
Collections. He collecting something. Go ahead.
Even so do ye. Upon the first day of the week, let every one of you lay by him in store, as God has prospered him, that there be no gathering when I come.
People take this scripture and tell you that this is when God changed the Saturday to the first day of the week, Sunday, because they took up money. Damn it, that ain't what he talking about. He said, get the money together. When I get there, I don't want to have to be rustling around trying to get this money. Y'all have the money together. When I get there so I can take it and where I need to go put it. Let's see, when did he come to get the money? Let's go to Acts chapter 13. Let's see, when did he come? See, when did Paul come? Did he come on the first day of the week? Acts chapter 13, verse 41. Let's see when did Paul come to get this money. He wants y'all to get it together. Have everything already put out so I can take it and do what I'm supposed to do with it. Verse 41, go ahead.
Behold, ye despisers, and wonder, and perish. For I work a work in your days, a work which ye shall in no wise believe, though a man declare it unto you. And when the Jews were gone out of the synagogue,
We're talking about the church here. Synagogues is a church. When the Jews, meaning the Israelites, going out of the synagogue, go ahead.
the Gentiles besought that these words might be preached to them the next Sabbath.
When?
The next Sabbath.
So when did Paul come to the church? On the Sabbath.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Now, when the congregation was broken up, many of the Jews and religious proselytes followed Paul and Barnabas, who speaking to them, persuaded them to continue in the grace of God.
So they want to speak to him again. When they going to speak to him again? Go ahead.
And the next Sabbath day came almost the whole city together to hear the word of God.
So when did Paul come and get that money?
On the Sabbath.
On the Sabbath. He said, have it together. See, some of us too smart now. Read the book. Understand how God handles his business. Let's look at it again. Let's go to the same book, Acts chapter 17, verse 1. You wonder when Paul came to the synagogue and to the church. Verse 1, go ahead.
Now when they had passed through Amphipolis and Apollonia, they came to Thessalonica, where was a synagogue of the Jews.
So they come to the church. Synagogue is a church. Go ahead.
And Paul, as his manner was, went in unto them, and 3 Sabbath days reasoned with them out of the Scriptures.
So when did Paul come to the church? On the Sabbath. 3 consecutive Sabbaths. He ain't telling you a Sabbath with 3 days, like most people say. Like it's continuing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No. 3 Sabbaths. You got 4 weeks in a month. 3 Sabbaths he came to that particular place. Let's see, let me throw one in here. Let's see what Jesus said about that Sabbath. Let's see the e-commerce. Let's go to Luke chapter 4. Let's see what Jesus said. It ain't in the script. Let's see what he did on the Sabbath. I said, now if you don't come together on the Sabbath day, you don't believe what Jesus did. You're not following what Jesus did. Luke chapter 4, we'll start at verse 14. Let's see what Jesus comes to the church. See if we follow the same thing he followed. Go ahead.
And Jesus returned in the power of the Spirit into Galilee, and there went out a fame of him through all the region round about. And he taught in their synagogues, being glorified of all.
So verse 15 said he taught in their synagogue, taught in their church. Go ahead.
And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up for to read.
So tell me, why these people ain't come together on Saturday, which we know from the world? God said it's the 7th day, which is the Sabbath. Jesus did it, why they doing it? They're going to be full tomorrow in the churches. All of them will be following the same. All of them. Do a little history and find out why is Sunday so great? It's a ruler by the name of Emperor Constantine. In 321 AD, Emperor Constantine, in history, documented anybody that goes to church on another day besides Sunday, they will be killed.
Yes.
They will be killed. So all of the Jews and the Sunday worshipers came together on Sunday because they feared for their lives. It's documented in history. Google it. Y'all Google everything else. Google it. Let's get back to this. Let's go to Matthew chapter 23. verse 14. God gonna deal with these false prophets not teaching his word like they're supposed to do. And they're abusing the money. He gonna deal with these false prophets. But we so concerned about this money. Look at all the money they got. Oh, y'all just jealous. I ain't concerned about the money. I'm concerned about these laws so we can do them right so I can get in that kingdom. Once you take your eyes off that money so much, everything gonna come to you then. It's coming. He said, seek the kingdom and all these things shall be what? Added to you. But many of us ain't seeking the kingdom, we seeking that bread. The money bags. Some of us just lazy. Don't want to get nothing. Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. Let's look at these false prophets here. Go ahead.
Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees,
Scribes and Pharisees are preachers,
hypocrites,
and they're hypocrites.
for ye devour widow houses, and for a pretense make long prayers. Therefore ye shall receive a greater damnation.
He said, you devour widow houses. How they devour? They go in there, see sister so-and-so husband done died now. Left a nice life insurance policy.
That's right.
So what you gonna do with all that money? Matter of fact, I was reading something today, last night. Remember that girl that won the lottery in North Carolina, right? Won $188 million, North Carolina. She started making foolish decisions with the money. But y'all didn't see where she told her preacher that she was gonna tithe out the money. So he was expecting what? At least $10 million, or I think it was $10 or $12 million. Do you not know what this false prophet did? He went and sued her. Sued her to get the money. So she made an agreement with him that she was going to tithe on that money. Don't leave it up. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, he sued her. I don't know if he won or not. I started reading it because I got disgusted. Because she said she was going to tithe the money, and she only gave her, I think she gave her like 1.5 million. She didn't give him the 10%. That wasn't enough for him. He said, that's what he said, I made obligations for this money already. So he went and started making out, doing stuff with the money. He expected $10 million. That, it didn't come through like he said, she gave him 1.5. And he was mad. Jump down to verse 23. No, you feel me?
No, you read.
Verse 15, yeah, we gotta get down. Go ahead.
Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye compass sea and land to make one proselyte.
That proselyte means you converting them to sin. He said, woe unto the preachers, like you better be warned for this because you got a heavy debt to pay for misleading his children. Go ahead.
And when he is made, ye make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves.
Wow. So when you tell these lies to these people and not giving them the truth, you making them double, twofold. How much is the fold? 10? I forgot what the fold was. Twofold the child of hell. They going deep in that lake of fire. This is what these preachers are doing. And like I said, we just do it dealing with the lesson about taking care of God's house. We'd rather talk about money here. Just to make sure you understand how to get your blessing. So you won't end up being like some of these people who just, I'm giving here and there, I don't see no results. Because you ain't got no faith. Your faith up and down, and you giving God sloppy seconds. It ain't your best. Verse 23. Jump down to 23. Go ahead.
Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cummings, and have omitted the weightier matter of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone.
He said, don't be concerned about the tithe. He said, get in the weight of this law. I'm going to get the people here on the Sabbath day. Isaiah chapter 56 said, if you keep this day, I promise you, I will take you to my holy mountain.
Yes, you promised it.
I'm banking on that. I'm banking on that. That's a weight. Keeping the holy day. He said, if you keep the day, I'm going to bring you with me. But you know what the preacher's concerned about? We ain't giving enough money every Sunday. Every Sunday, passing that plate. They send it back around again. I ain't got my bill money yet. Send it back around again for the choir. Send it back around again for the pastor anniversary. Send it back around again for the first lady offering. All this stuff. They got all this stuff going. How I know I was a part of it? Just lies. Ain't none of that stuff in the book by taking up no offering for no choir or the pastor anniversary. You find it. Let me know. Go ahead.
Ye blind guides, which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel.
He said, you straining at this money so hard, but that weighty matter of the law, which is the Sabbath day, you don't even strain at that. It's not even in your vocabulary. Oh, you can worship God any day of the week, Jeff. You worship God 24/7. 7 days a week, you're supposed to worship God, right? I said, yeah. But it's one day, he said, you must be in the house of the Lord.
Amen.
The 7th day, one day? Let's go to Matthew chapter 25. You just understand? I'm telling you, your money God looking at now. He looking at it. Seeing how you handle it. How do you help the gospel? We're going to see. Matthew chapter 25, verse 14. You take care of the house of the Lord when we put money in this plate. And we're going to do what we're supposed to do with that money too. Take care of the finances of the feast, take care of the finances of the building, all that. But we got to do better. We got to do better. Matthew chapter 25, verse 14. Go ahead.
For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods.
So the kingdom of heaven is like a man. That man that traveled in a far country is Jesus. Went back to the right hand of the Father. He talking about the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom that's going to come down to this earth. Go ahead.
And unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey.
You see what God said here? He giving us all talents. Whatever your talent is, I know my talent, my ability. My ability is to cut hair. I don't know what yours is. So he looking at me and said, Jeff, I'm going to see if you giving what you're supposed to be giving. I'm entrusting this talent with you. How you going to multiply me some more money? Go ahead.
Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same, and made them other 5 talents.
So the one that had 5 talents of money, he went and traded. He found something that he can trade, found another business, invest in something, whatever it is. He got 5 more for the Lord. He brought some more money in. Go ahead.
And likewise, he that had received 2, he also gained other 2.
So you want to have one, just had 2. He gained 2. Go ahead.
But he that had received 1 went and digged in the earth, hid his Lord's money.
That's the one that. See, I told you talk about money now. The one said, well, I'm just going to save it till the Lord get back here. I don't know if these are Levites or Jews or whatever. I don't know. I'm just going to save my money. But ultimately, they're saying, I'm saving it for myself. Ultimately, that's what they're saying. Went and hid the Lord's money in their finances. Go ahead.
After a long time, the Lord of those servants coming and reckoning with them.
So Jesus coming back and reckoning with them. What did you do with the talent I gave you? Go ahead.
And so he that had received 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou delivered unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more.
He said, Lord, you gave me 5 talents. Hey, I have this church, build a church. I have another church, build a church. I have another church, build a church. I gave to their organizations. I'm just using that for an example. I gave it to him. And he looking at it. What did God say? Go ahead.
His Lord said unto him, well done, thy good and faithful servant.
Ooh, I want to hear them words right there. Jesus, I want to hear them words. You should too. Well done. Go ahead.
Thou hast been faithful over few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord.
See, what people don't understand, when he said you were faithful over the few things that you had on this earth, or this, in this system, this human system, I'm going to make you a ruler when Jesus sat up at the throne.
That's right.
I'm going to make you a God. When that 1,000 years hit, when Jesus sat up on the throne of David, he got to have people to help him run his world. He said, come on over here. You're going to be God over Russia. You're going to be God over China. You're going to be God over all these countries or these cities. You're going to be God. But that's the bigger picture that the Sunday church don't understand. They got you going off into heaven. Ain't nobody going to heaven. Heaven going to be right here on the earth. This is what the Lord said. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. That's it is in heaven, right?
That's right.
Thy kingdom come. Thy kingdom come is coming here. But what they tell us? Oh, Sister Mary, off in heaven. She's looking down on us with them wings, walking on the streets of gold.
Oh, that's them.
Ooh, boy. I saw my mama last night. She had them big wings on. But you dealing with the devil, you better get him out of there. Dealing with the devil, I'm telling you. Because Ecclesiastes chapter 9 tell you that the dead don't know nothing. They're in the ground.
Nothing.
Waiting for the resurrection. But anyway, go ahead.
Verse 22. He also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them.
Yes, sir.
His Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord.
See what he said? 2 talents. Just like the woman gave 2 pennies. And she gave more than everybody. Yeah, rich people giving all the people money. She gave more. He said, look at that woman. She gave the most. And y'all sit up there thinking about, oh man, I ain't giving much. I ain't gonna put the pennies in there. You better do it. If that's all you got, give it. It's gonna multiply. If your mind ain't right, in this book, it ain't gonna happen for you. You got to have faith in it. Take care of the house of the Lord. These people took care of the house, and God rewarded them. Go ahead.
Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man.
I don't know if Jeff right. I ain't give him the money. I don't know if he right enough to give the money to. I tell people all the time, if you don't want to give me no money, give it to whoever in this gospel that preaching, my teachers and all that stuff too. Don't sell yourself short, because Jeff gonna eat. Jeff gonna eat good. Because I know what I'm doing. I can see what I'm doing. I don't want you to get so caught up emotionally with me and say, I ain't gonna give him that. Give it to somebody else. Don't sell yourself short. I want you to prosper. I want you to be in good health. You don't feel like I'm doing the right thing, give it to Brother Bowie. Them are all my teachers, Elijah, Martin, all them, give it to them. But we're going to eat in him. I'm going to make that happen. Because I know who I serve. The little pennies you trying to give it ain't going to do nothing anyway. Go ahead.
Lord, I knew thee that thou art a hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown, gathering where thou hast not strawed.
They're going to be excuses for the one that went and dig in the ground and hid it. I know you were hard, Lord. Who you fooling? You can't fool the Lord. He know you had much to give, but you just did that and he dug it in the ground. Go ahead.
And I was afraid, when it hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine.
What verse you at?
I just read 25.
Okay. He said, when they dug it in the earth and hid it. Go ahead. What did the Lord say to him?
His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant.
You was a wicked and sorry servant. That's all slothful mean. You sorry. And many of us Israelites, we are sorry. And the little money we make, we're going to keep it all for ourselves. All for ourselves. He said, you wicked and you selfish servant. Go ahead.
Thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not,
He said, you knew my law. They know. Go ahead.
and gather where I have not strong.
Mm-hmm.
Thou oughtest, therefore, to have put my